So good evening and welcome. So welcome after the festive celebrations, and we are back to our normal Wednesday meetings. And this is scheduled on a Thursday today, right? And the topic today is self-love and healing ego. So before we move on with the session today, let's have a quick recap of what all we have done so far. So far we have done divine love and path of love and healing. So that is the connection that we were always making, that healing can only be done by the divine or with the divine blessings. So divine grace and blessings are important for any kind of spiritual healing that we are doing. And we also saw how spiritual healing is different from the medical healing or the body healing, which we go to the medical doctors for help when we are in some kind of trouble with our illnesses or our injury to the body, correct? So we have seen all that. And we have also seen self-healing is actually the path of love or the spiritual journey. And when we are talking of moving on the path of love, we are actually healing ourselves. Today, we are going to look at it in a very, very different aspect of the same thing, same energy. So we are talking of love and we are talking of healing, but then here we are talking of self-love and how it is different or how it is connected with healing the ego, right? So let's have some understanding. What comes to your mind when you hear this topic? आपने ये टॉपिक सुना, सेल्फ लव एंड हीलिंग ईगो, तो क्या क्या दिमाग में आ रहा है? Anything anybody wants to share, please go ahead. Welcome, Amit ji.
Thank you. Somehow on Wi-Fi it is not connecting. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. And meanwhile, welcome Rajiv ji, welcome. And if you can switch on the video, it will be good, because the YouTube recording now we have only on the videos. Only the video participants are being considered by the YouTube recording, right? So I have to still work out the settings, but right now only the video participants will be on the video, on the recording, right? All the others will be audible, but they will not be visible, right? So yes, anybody who wants to share on the topic, self-love and healing ego, what comes to your mind?
I can,
yeah, go ahead.
I can say my perspective on this topic, though I'm very new to this session. I think, when we talk holistically about love, affection, I think one can only do it when he or she loves herself first. So, loving someone or loving, your neighborhood or society or community or vicinity where you live in, it can only be possible when you love truly to yourself first. So that's the way to start with. And then healing is, when, like the ultimate truth of the way ultimate truth is life, and same is death as well. So then in this whole process, there are a lot of dents which is going to come in, and you need to heal it spiritually or how it is. And love can be one of the tool to heal yourself and heal the pain wherever it is. That's how it comes.
Very good, Prem Sagar ji. Very good input. Let's acknowledge Prem Sagar ji being a guest, and he has come.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
He has come up with the wonderful. Just to add on what Prem Sagar ji has shared. When we talk of very well explained by Prem Sagar ji that you have to be filled. Hold on.
Sir, आपकी आवाज बहुत ज़्यादा कट रही है.
I understood that. Let me check. 1 minute.
Okay.
No, net is showing fine. This is the best I can get. So you will have to just brave through a couple of minutes. Then it should be okay. Is it okay now?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So it will be unstable and then stable. So I can't change the network. Otherwise, it will be worse. Okay. Right. So when we talk of self-love, what we are talking is you are filled with love. So when you are filled with love, you can share that love with people. That is why self-love is so very important. And as Prem Sagar ji specifically mentioned, unless you are full of love, you cannot share that love with everybody. In fact, you only share what you are. That means if you're full of poison, you will only give poison to the world. And if you're full of fear, you will only give fear to the world. So self-love is very, very important, because unless you are filled with love, you cannot give love to everybody. So that is a very good point that Prem Sagar ji shared. Right? And he also mentioned that in healing, love is one of the tools. And we have already seen that healing, love, divine love is the only tool. Divine love is the only energy which can heal when we talk of healing, correct? Even in the medical field, if you have a suffering from a disease and anything, we know only 10% is done by the doctors or the medicines. 90% is actually done by the divine. So anything in the realm of healing has to be holistic, and it is done only by the divine. And divine healing is actually the love healing by love. That is all we have already seen in that. So that is a little variation I wanted to add, because we have already seen that. So we should be having our fundamentals clear, right? Yes. So having acknowledged Prem Sagarji, anybody else who has anything to share? Anything you want to add? So we all understand self-love. Self-love is well understood. We have discussed that many times. So when we talk of self-love, we are saying that you are invoking the love in you. You're invoking the love in you, and you're invoking the divine love in you. And with that love, you are sharing with the people in your life. So you're not actually asking for love, you're actually giving love, or you are sharing love. That is the actual purpose of a fulfilled life. Correct? Now, let us also look at the other part, which is ego, our old friend, right? So when we talk of ego, you need to understand, when we talk of our existence, we are a triune being, and we exist at the three levels: body, mind, and actually we are the soul. So we are a soul who is having a body and having a mind. Everybody okay with that till now? Yes. And when we talk of body, we know body is made up of 5 elements. So we have the earth, water, fire, air, and everything combined in the space. When we talk of mind, अंतरकरण की बात जो करते हैं, तो वो हमारे 3 basic elements है, right? We call that ego, emotion, and intellect, right? So we talk of ahankar, we talk of man, and we talk of buddhi. मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार, और ये पूरा जो स्पेस होता है माइंड स्पेस का, उसको बोलते हैं चित्त. So we have a mind space which is called chit, and then we have ego, emotion, and intellect. Everybody okay till now? So this is where we are actually in spirituality. This is the basic understanding that we are talking about. Now we are saying, when you are healing the ego, you're actually, it is possible only by self-love. So when you are practicing self-love, you are filled with love, only then you can talk of healing your ego. Now, how is this connection? How many of you are clear about this connection? That is the topic for today, by the way. Now, so if you are clear, very good. Share your experience. And if you are not clear, then ask a question. Yes, Gunjanji, you have shared you raised your hand. Go ahead. No, okay. She doesn't want to share right now. Okay. So meanwhile, let me welcome Sylvia ji. Welcome. And or Kunai Heavy P. Savan ji, welcome. And A.K. Agarwal, welcome. Yes. Anybody else who has anything to share? How is self-love connected with healing ego? So ego needs to be healed. Everybody is clear on that? Ego is the dark force that we call, right? And the divine in us is the light. So we have already seen that as an example. We have shared that many times, the story of a black dog and a white dog. So you can relate to ego as the black and relate to divine as the white dog. So you are always operating from one polarity. What are you operating from? So if you're operating from, you are sharing the light. The path of ego, then you are full of darkness and you're sharing that with the people. So obviously that dark part has to be healed so that the light shines forth. So that is the understanding of the discussion today. Everybody okay till now with this understanding? Anybody has any questions? If you have a question, raise your hand and ask me the question. Otherwise, I'll go ahead with the explanation for the topic. Everybody okay? All right, good. So moving on with the topic. So first of all, let me give you a small story, which I was sharing with Amitji also. And that is very, very relevant to our discussion today when we are talking of healing ego as a darkness and moving into the self-love, which is light. Okay. So once it happened that there was a emergency meeting by the creators. So Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and all the gods had an emergency meeting. And this meeting was to actually decide how to create this. Of course, this happened before the creation, right? So they were wondering, the blueprint is ready, the map is ready, सब तैयारियां हो गई हैं, universe create करना है. So they were having some final discussions on the, some minute questions. So emergency meeting was called up, and they said, see, the whole game is about evolution, and the whole game is all about who is going to discover the divinity. So this, obviously, we know mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human kingdom, and then the celestial masters are the one who are going to do that. But then humans are the one who are going to discover the wisdom. Okay. So let us make the game complex, right? We have to make, game cannot be so easy, no? It is done in one day. Then what is the purpose of the whole creation of universe? So they said, okay, let's do one thing. Let us divine the Brahma Gyan, or the full experience of divinity, into a place where the humans will not be able to find. That was the challenge. To kahan rakhein? So there was a suggestion. We will create the whole universe, and on the planet where the human beings are going to be there, we will hide it in the deepest point of the oceans. Yeah, no. That won't work. They are very smart. They will dive into the oceans and then they will get that wisdom. Yeah? It will take not more than 1 or 2 years. We can't do that. And they say, okay, we will hide it at the toppest layer of the mountain. Mount Everest बनाते हैं बड़ा सा हिमालय के चोटी पे, वहां पे छिपा देंगे. अरे नहीं, you don't know human beings. They are, some of them will definitely get up there, and they will also have a tiranga out there, and then they're going to find out. So that is not going to work, right? So all the gods are absolutely in a brainstorming discussion. क्या करें, and finally Mahavishnu comes with the solution. He says, wherever you hide, whether you hide it in the earth, they will find out. You hide it in the ocean, they will find out. You hide it in the mountains, they will find out. The only place, the best place to hide the divinity is where they're never going to look, is inside the man only. So hide it in the heart of the man. उनके अंतःकरण में छिपा दो डिविनिटी को. वो वहां कभी नहीं पहुंचेगा. सदियां बीत जाएंगी, वो वहां नहीं जाएगा. सारी दुनिया में बाहर घूमता रहेगा. He will be enjoying the parties, he will be enjoying the world, he will be enjoying the relationships, he will enjoying the health, wealth and relationships. उसमें घुसा रहेगा, and he will never be able to devote the time. But then the sages, the Brahma Rishis, they said, but we are always there. We will tell them, no, it is there in the heart. So you can keep trying, they will not believe you, right? So the whole game was set up, and then the god said, okay, let there be a universe. So the Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, they created the Trinity, created the whole universe, and the divinity was hidden in the heart of man. And lo and behold, so many ages have gone. Everybody is still struggling, right? We know it is there inside us. How many of us have found out? Where is the time? आज दिवाली मनानी है, आज बाहर के रिचुअल्स में जाना है, आज से पार्टी है, आज से घर खरीदना है, आज ऑफिस का बहुत जरूरी काम है, स्पिरिचुअल वर्क के लिए टाइम कहाँ है? So man is so busy that he will never find the divinity. He will know it, but he will never discover it. Is the result? Absolutely zero. No spiritual work is happening. So human beings know very well where the God is. We all know where the God is, right? We are all divine in the heart. We all know we are the divine. But why are we stuck in the world? Because this divinity is like a diamond which is covered by the coal. कहाँ पे है? कोयले की खान में पड़ा हुआ है. उसको निकाल के पॉलिश करना होगा. How is the diamond formed? First they discover it in the coal mine. Then they take it out, remove the layer of the coal, and then keep polishing it till the divinity, till the shine actually of the diamond comes up. Yes or no? Everybody is aware of that? Right. And that is exactly what we are supposed to do. And that relates to the topic, right? So ego is basically the coal around the diamond. And inside is the divinity, which is the diamond. So we are all divine. We are all diamonds, but covered with layers and layers of darkness of ego, which is the core. So if you want to shine the light forward to the whole universe, to everybody in your life, what are you going to do? You're going to spread the light by healing the ego, You have to heal the ego. Removing the layers of ego means healing the ego. As you heal the ego will melt away, and the diamond, the light, the divinity will shine forth. That is the topic of today. Everybody connected? Everybody connected? So self-love is the only way to heal the ego. That is the discussion. So actually self-love is equal to ego healing. That should be the topic. Okay. So I've given some theory. Let's have some people share what is opening up. What is opening up? Any doubts? Any questions? Anything to share? So how you have been polishing the diamond in you depends on your sadhana, depends on your seva, depends on your satsang, depends on your spiritual journey, depends on your self-healing. That is why the importance of healing. That is why the importance of the program which is starting on Sunday, Vedic Healing and Vedanta Wisdom. That is going to polish you, get the coal out of you and shine forth. Diamond is going to shine forth. That is the promise of the program. Anyway, so coming back to the discussion. What are you doing to shine the diamond in you? That is the question that we need to ask. Don't bother about the world. See what you're doing for yourself. Okay. So anybody who want to share? Now you know the importance of your sadhana, the importance of your breath work, the importance of your meditation, the importance of the healing, the importance of the gyan. कौन शेयर करना चाहेंगे? अरे पुराना डायलॉग याद आ रहा है, इतना सन्नाटा क्यों है भाई?
शशिधर जी,
हाँ जी बोलिए विजय जी.
ये I mean self-love leads to healing of the ego. If somebody is in the state of love coming out and getting spread in the society by way of not just emotion but also action. But still the journey of going from ego to divinity continues. So that's like an infinite journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a journey of many lifetimes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, where is the end? Where is the end?
There is no end. It is all a story. But now you need to know, are you creating empowering story or are you creating a tragedy story in your life? Stories to bani. As long as you are in this body, you are creating stories. In fact, Leslie had shared a wonderful post and I showed on that, right? Every life event is a story you are creating. Now you see whether that story is empowering for you or not. Okay. So if you are operating from an ego, that will be a disempowering story. It will be a story of a failure, of a tragedy, of a grief. You understand? Of something like a suffering and misery. So you are being a victim. You are being a victim ego. And if you're operating from ego, the story that you are creating in your life will be disempowering. So that is how you will see whether you are moving forward on the journey or you are stuck or you're falling backwards. So self-love is a journey which will help you to move forward. And if you're moving forward with light, that means with self-love, you will be constantly creating empowering stories. So आपकी story क्या बन रही है बाहर? Story मतलब see your life. What are you creating in your family? What are you creating in your neighborhood? What are you creating in your friend circle? ये stories हैं. The waking world is a story, right? So you don't have to get attached to it, but you have to see what are you creating. वो सही है, वो जरूरी है. That is the introspection. Empowering story है, great. Next day I will create better or more powerful stories. Then you are moving on the path of love. This is the way you are going to evaluate yourself. And if it is going on disempowering ones, you're suffering from one illness to another, you're having breakdowns from one relationship to another, correct? You're moving from tension to stress and to depression, then obviously you're creating a tragedy. अब देवदास बन गए हो, अब मीना कुमारी बन गए हो. So understand what you're trying to become. Instead of becoming divine, you're becoming a victim ego. That is the journey that we need to find out. Right. Yes. If you're full of love, you will be radiating love. If you're radiating, full stop. So check the stories that you're creating. So So I hope Vijayji, I made given some understanding. Perfect. Very good. Let's acknowledge Vijayji. Very good question. And it requires a good question to get a good answer, right? If you ask a good question, you will get a good answer. All right. Anybody else who has anything to share? Please go
I
on.
think Shashi Dhar, I have a point to make, Shashi Dhar, if time permits now.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I mean, this topic is very vast and very exciting and appealing to me. I think,
yes,
and that's my personal opinion, that self-love, it radiates. It is called as self-love, that you're, loving yourself. But in that process, you start radiating love outside, because you, part of you is there with everybody else you are surrounded with. It's not just you're made of matter. And I can relate this to all the scientific phenomena that whole world is made
it is already understood. That is all. That is what we have been sharing, Prem Sagarji. There is no discussion on that. That is what I said. You are full of love and you share that love with people. That is perfectly fine.
Yes. So I mean, you retrospect, you start retrospecting, deep inside, and then and if you start imbibing this phenomena of self-love, loving yourself, which is the topic, then ultimately, I mean, you learn the art of letting things go. It is kind of attachment and at the same time detachment. So you're letting things go, which is the main problem.
I understand what you're trying to say, but right now, what I wanted everybody to look at is what is the story that you're creating in your life. Okay.
Story.
So I will stick to, no, it is an introspection. I'm not asking you a question. Okay. So it is for everybody. What I'm saying is, if you're full of love, then you will be manifesting those kind of situations in your life, full of love. So
of course,
look at the situations, because we never know, we cannot have any measure of how much self-love I have. I can't say I have 50% self-love and 50% ego. No, it doesn't work that way. I have no measure I have nothing to measure it. I'm living in a fool's paradise. But the story I'm creating, that will show me whether it is an empowering story or a disempowering story. And that you don't need to any mastery in that. अगर आपको लाइफ में ऐसी सिचुएशंस आ रही है जिसमें आपको दुख है, तो आप डिसएम्पावरिंग स्टोरीज बना रहे हो. आपके शरीर में तकलीफ है तो डिसएम्पावरिंग स्टोरी है. आपके रिश्तों में खटास है तो डिसएम्पावरिंग स्टोरी है. आपके माइंड में टेंशन है, स्ट्रेस है, आपको रात को नींद नहीं आ रही है, स्लीपिंग पिल्स खा के सो रहे हो, तो आपके हेल्थ में, वेल्थ में, रिलेशनशिप में खटास है, नेगेटिविटी है, डिसएम्पावरमेंट है. That means you're not operating from self-love, you're operating from ego. Now find out what is the solution. This is where I want everybody to look into. That's why I stop you, Prem Sagarji. आपने जो कह रहे हैं वो डिस्कशन में लाएंगे उसे, है ना? But right now I want everybody to look into your life and see what is the story that you are creating in your life. Every life event is a story. Look into that and look into your life. Then it will be real for you. Otherwise, it will be all gyan. कुछ फायदा नहीं देगा. Correct. So look into that, Prem Sagarji. I'll come back to you. Okay? Let's acknowledge Prem Sagarji. That's a very good, very vital information that he shared. Very good discussion. Yes. Else who would like to share? Yes, Rajiv, you want to share something?
I would like to ask actually this point. Since our program started, I have been regularly working on this. I mean, on basically self-healing. But still, there are instances which you already know what has happened in my life recently, and mentally also I was quite down, which I'm trying to seek your help on this. So why is it because there are some mistakes which are happening from my side, or those are karmas, past karmas?
Obviously, this is past karma. We all know that, right? Whatever is happening in your life is a prarabdha karma, which is happening because of your sanchit karma, which is your past karmas. Correct? Now you get a situation to heal it. You have learned the healing techniques also. You are getting some direct healing energies also from me and the DHV team. Correct? So now this is an opportunity for you to heal the ego and move in the path of light, and you're doing that. So you're moving on the right journey. See, if you have to dry a Pacific Ocean, it's going to take ages, right? So a few years is not going to help you. your subconscious mind or your chit, the mind space, is like a specific ocean. And if you have to heal or cleanse the whole Pacific Ocean, it's going to be a massive operation, right? It will require lifetimes. So don't ask 5 साल से healing कर रहा हूँ, अभी तक even ठीक नहीं हुए. तुम 50 या 100 जन्मों से पीड़ित हो, 2-3 साल की healing से कुछ नहीं होगा, जिंदगी भर healing करते रहो. That is what I would say. But yes, having said that, you would be creating better stories than before. That is the benchmark. Always look at what is happening in your life, what is happening in your body. I always say this. If you want, don't bother about what happened in the last life. Bother about what is happening right now in your body. Bother about what is happening right now in your health, wealth, and relationships. That will tell you whether you're on the path of ego or on the path of love. Simple. And as long as you're doing the corrective action, you're on the path of love. You're moving forward. Okay. So we will have more discussion on that. Let me give some more gyan and then we will come back to more discussions, right? So Rajiv, did I answer your question? Somewhat?
Yeah, I mean, so the issue was physically, I was not really having many issues. In my home also, people who are suffering now, you know, one after the other. It was not the story continuously. It has started happening very recently. So that's why I was thinking that, okay, physically we were all well. Now only it is, you know, coming up, which was never imagined.
No. So it will come at the right time. The seeds are always there in the chit. If you sow the seeds, only when the right time comes, it will become a plant, it will become a tree, it will give you fruits. तो उस मारी का टाइम अभी शुरू है, उसका टाइम अभी है, तो आपको अभी हीलिंग करनी है ना?
Sure.
अपने लिए भी और उनके लिए भी. That is how you need to look at it, right?
Thank you.
He has completed the healers program. He is practicing it very religiously, and he is taking my guidance also in various situations that he's doing, and he's moving on the right path. That's what I can say, Rajiv. Okay, so cheer up. You have a lot of blessings, and you're moving on the right path. Okay, acknowledge. Yes. Who else wants to share anything? What is opening up till now? Otherwise, I'll give you some more distinctions about what is ego and what ego is not. Okay. All right, everybody okay? Then we will move on to the discussion. Now, consider a situation. Suppose I'm in a market and somebody who is, double my size, he comes and hits me. Obviously, he can cause me physical hurt, right? Physical hurt injury हो सकती है, बिल्कुल हो सकती है. तो औरों के द्वारा मेरे को चोट लग सकती है physically. Can anybody hurt me mentally? Can anybody hurt me mentally? This also was a topic today, right? In one of the posts, which I had shared in the morning.
They can.
Who is the one who is hurting us?
Can I
Yeah,
just
go ahead. Yeah, Sylvia ji, go ahead.
No, what I feel is we think the other person is hurting us, but I think it's our own way of looking at it. We can look at it
your own way of looking at it.
Yeah, we make it mean something for us, and then we hurt ourselves.
Very good understanding. Yeah, so let's acknowledge Sylvia ji for that. So the point that I'm trying to make is very clear. I hope you're able to hear me. My internet is showing unstable. Is my voice clear? Okay. So anybody can hurt me physically, but they cannot hurt me mentally or emotionally. This is the point which was the purpose behind that post. Why? They can say something. They can shout abuses at me. They can say you are a liar, you are a cheat, you are a fraud, whatever, blah, 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 blah. They can say anything about me, right? And they can say anything about me to anybody behind my back or in front of my face, correct? So they can say something, they can do something. And of course, they are free to think anything they want. So by their thinking, they cannot hurt me. By their saying, they can say something and I can choose to be hurt or I can choose not to be hurt. Yes or no? Normally, I get hurt when I create a thought. When I create a thought or when I create an emotion, उन्होंने ऐसे सबके सामने बोला, अब मेरी insult हो गई. Now I am insulted. Now I am hurt.
Sir,
so it is my thought. Hold on. Let me complete. Correct? So it is my thought about what they have said or what they have done is actually hurting me, because they can't get into my mind. They are outside. They can cause me physical hurt. They can't cause me mental hurt unless I give them the permission to do that. So how many people have you allowed in your life to hurt you? That is the question you need to ask. Now, you will say, of course, I've given that power to my husband and my wife and my children. Yes. And my parents. Yes. So your close members can hurt you. All the others, they may not hurt you, or they need not hurt you. Yeah, कुछ लोग होंगे जिनके साथ आप attached हैं. Now they can get into your mind and they can hurt you, but you have given them the permission. Understand this. You have given them the remote control of your life. That is why they are able to hurt you. If you do not give the remote control of your life to them, they cannot hurt you. They cannot hurt you. They cannot make you happy. Only you can make yourself happy, and only you can make yourself hurt by your thoughts and by your emotions and by your own feelings. How many of you can accept it this first? Then there is some chance of recovery. But if you say, my neighbor is hurt me, my neighbor is responsible for my happiness, my neighbor is responsible for my misery, gone, you are gone. Then you have given the remote control to your neighbor, and they, whatever they say dance, so you will dance. They say cry, you will cry. They just have to press the button, cry button, and you will start crying. Is this the kind of life you want to live? No. So obviously you need to understand, no one has the power to hurt you or make you happy. No one can make you happy. No one can hurt you unless you allow them to. That means you have given them the permission, you have given them the remote control. Remember this, and you will be a master of your life. Yes? So let this wisdom sink in first. And meanwhile, let's have some sharing. Yes, Vijay, you raise your hand, and then Manisha ji, you will.
I think Shashi Dhar ji, as you rightly said, it's all about whom you give rights. But at the end of the day, we talk about soulmates and we talk about Saat Janmo ka Saath. So normally we give this permission to our spouses, you know.
Yeah. So if you are given the permission, you should know how to take the permission back also.
Right, right.
You stop creeping and stop blaming them. You take the remote control. That's all you need to do. Stop blaming them. They are hurting you. They are making you angry. They are making you upset because you have given the remote control to them. Don't fight with them. Just find out the remote control. कहाँ छिपाया है? मेरे को मेरा remote control वापस दो. जैसे टीवी के लिए लड़ते हैं, तो टीवी का remote control अपने हाथ में रखो. अपने life का control भी अपने हाथ में रखो. तकलीफ कम होगी. Then fill yourself up with love, self-love, with your sadhana, with your seva, with your satsang. And by the way, आपने कहा soulmate, हर आत्मा का एक ही soulmate है, परमात्मा. Simple. God is your only soulmate. He is the only one who is going to empower you. He is the only one who is going to fill you with love. If your partner is going to fill you up with love, happy thinkings. It's never going to happen. You have to fill yourself with the divine love and share your love with your partner. Your partner is there not to give you love, but she or he is there so that you can share your love and happiness with them. Life is all about sharing, not taking. Taking ego का काम है, sharing divine का काम है. How many of you can connect with this? Very good. Let's acknowledge Vijay ji for that. Thank you. Yes, Manisha ji, you had something to share. Did you get an answer?
No, you said that जो आपके जो near and dear ones हैं, उनकी बातों से ही हर्ट ज्यादा होता है, बाहर वालों से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
हाँ, बिल्कुल सही है, क्योंकि बाहर वालों को आप रिमोट नहीं देंगे ना. जी, है ना. हाँ, पर साथ वालों को दे रहे हैं तो याद रखिए, प्रॉब्लम उनकी नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम आपने रिमोट कंट्रोल दी उसकी है. वापस लो रिमोट कंट्रोल. Heal yourself, heal your ego, and you will get your remote control back. Because that is an invisible remote control. You don't have to fight for it. You don't have to search for it. You just have to fill yourself up with love and give that love to everybody. The problem is that we are asking love from everybody, and everybody is also asking love from you. अरे दोनों ही मांग रहे हो तो देगा कौन? You will get that from the divine love. Fill yourself up with love, with your sadhana. Right? And that is why so much importance I am giving to your sadhana, seva, and satsang, because that will uncover the diamond in you. That will uncover or invoke the divine in you. Sat Chit Anand को invoke करने का एक ही तरीका है, आपकी साधना, सेवा और सत्संग. Invoke that, and you will live a much, much happier and fulfilled life. Okay, let's acknowledge Vijay ji and Manisha ji for that. All right, good. Anything else that is coming up for anyone? Please go ahead. We still have some 20 minutes time. Most of the Gyan is completed. I just have to cover one more topic. Yeah. Okay. Any question? Anything you want to share? कौन share करना चाहेंगे? And meanwhile, let me welcome Dr. Rajneesh. Welcome.
Yeah. Namaskar. Namaskar. I wanted to ask a query, even though I just joined it, wherein you were saying that we should have only one loving partner, that is the God. I may be, my wording may not be exact, but that's what I heard that you were saying, right?
Absolutely, right.
But then as an engineer, I don't agree, because I don't agree. First of all, I don't agree that there's any God. I agree on whatever I see is the human beings only.
Okay.
So we can only share, and we should be realistic. Why to be in some hallucination that there's some God and we should share this and that with him? At least I don't understand that.
Okay. So you don't have to understand that. Fall in with yourself. Is that okay? Fall in love with yourself. Is that okay?
Yeah, that I agree. That should be there.
When you fall in love with yourself, you can invoke that love and you can share that love with people. Is that okay?
That is acceptable, and that is
it.
Logical.
That
also.
is it.
Yeah.
That is it. Do that much.
Okay.
Because God is love and love is God. You can access God as love. Is that okay? Forget God. Focus on love.
Instead of God, replace God by self.
Yeah.
Love self. Self is love, and love self.
Yeah. God is equal to self. God is equal to love. Love is equal to self. You can say whichever way. You seem to be very good in maths, sir. You will catch up very fast.
I am. Yes. You are intelligent. You have caught me rightly.
When you said engineer, I know, because I am myself an engineer. I know how engineers work.
Yeah, they are very logical and methodical too. Chalo, nice.
Absolutely.
Now I think you can move to part 2 now, right?
Okay, very good. Let's acknowledge Rajneesh. And
thanks a lot.
Dr.
Thank you.
Rajneesh. Okay, thank you very much for being there, sir. Thank you. Who has anything to share?
I think
if you don't believe in God, it's fine. Believe in love.
This reminds me of Aham Brahmasmi. You know, what we just now said and what Dr. Rajneesh prompted out. At the end, everything is within us.
Absolutely. That is why I shared the story in the beginning. God decided that they're going to hide the divinity within the man itself. So in the man, there is divinity. You are divine. Aham Brahmasmi. That's a Vedanta wisdom, right? There is no question about it. So you are divine, you are God, you are love, you are self. Do choose whatever you want. You are the only one. Okay, right. Let's acknowledge Vijayji for that. All right. Now let us also touch some other aspect, which is we talked of being human. We talked of being human in one of the posts today. See how my session is always connected to the post. Whatever is in my mind, I post it in the morning and I discuss that. Isn't that good? Yeah. So when we talk of being human, so you have to understand the moment you are born with this human, you can say body. Okay. We are triune beings. So you are born with a human body. The moment you are born with a human body, you are already spiritual and you are already divine. Only thing is we have forgotten it. Correct? That was the game of the divine, right? The divine decided we are going to hide the divinity within the man and then make him forget so that he doesn't even remember it. Now, yes, the whole journey is about remembering it. So the moment you are born as a human being, you are human and you are divine. Only thing is you are God with amnesia. Now we have to be gods with awareness, consciousness. Amitji's favorite dialogue. We are all gods with amnesia. So now we have to become gods with full awareness and consciousness. That is the journey that is the spiritual journey we are on. correct? So there are 4 levels how you move. First is, obviously we all know, you cannot experience light unless you experience darkness, duality. Duality is there on this planet Earth, right? So you start with Pashuta, tamas, full of darkness, which is symbol of ego. Stage is you experience ego. Then you move ahead of that ego by healing that ego, and then you move on to what? Then you move on to becoming a मानवता. तो पशुता से आप आगे बढ़ते हो मानवता. आप हमेशा से मनुष्य तो हो, लेकिन मनुष्य के कैटेगरीज हैं. पशुता, उसके बाद आती है देवता, और लास्ट में आती है दिव्यता. When you become one with the divine, right? So Pashuta, we all know, is full of ego. And then we come to Manavata, which is a combination of devil and God. We say it's actually a mixture of both the ego and the divine. That is the concept of black dog and white dog. Black dog is ego, white dog is divine. So we have 2 dogs operating within us, and they are always fighting. No, just to do a quick recap of that story. Every human being, there is a black dog and a white dog who is fighting constantly for every issue, for every matter, every second. So the question is, who wins? Who wins? Anybody? Anybody who remembers this story before, which I have shared? Who will win that war, or who will win that battle between the white dog and the black dog?
White
Yes,
dog. White dog.
The one who is fed.
Absolutely. The one whom you feed is going to win. So whom are you feeding? If you are feeding the black dog, the ego will win, and you will move back on your spiritual journey. And if you are feeding the white dog, then the divine in you will be invoked, and you will be full of self-love, and you will move forward on the spiritual journey. Yes? So wherever I have said God, Rajneesh, you can equate that with love, right? So that will make sense for you. So black dog and white dog basically means ego and love. Both are in you. Whom do you want to feed? Whom are you invoking? So the journey continues from Pashuta, which is the black dog. You move on a combination of white dog and black dog, which is Manavata. Then you move on to the white dog, which is the Devta. And then finally, everything dissolves into the infinity and you become one with the divine, which is Divyata. This is the 4 stages of evolution on the spiritual journey. How many of you can connect with this? Yeah, at least theoretically you can connect. May not be practically, you may not be able to know where you are. But if you want to any time introspect on where you are, look at the story that you are creating in your life. If it is empowering, you are full of light. You're moving towards light. If it is disempowering, you are moving into the darkness. That means you are feeding the black dog. So always, spiritual journey is all about feeding your white dog. Stop feeding the black dog. Black dog means what? All the vikars. Kam, krodh, moh, lobh, mad, matsar, rag, dvesh, chal, alas, hat, irshya, dvesh. All this is black dog. Just giving a small example. And what is the white dog? Give me some examples of the white dog. Love, compassion, contribution, empathy, understanding, forgiveness, gratitude. That is white dog. Making sense? How many of you can connect with this? Whom are you feeding? Check. What is the story you are creating? Check. That will give you an indication of where you are going in your spiritual journey. And with that, we come to the end of the Gyan session. We still have 10 minutes left, so let's have some sharings. So let me just give the punchline. So the whole journey of spirituality or your spiritual journey is all about polishing the diamond so that the coal is removed and the diamond shines gold. That means you are healing the ego, removing the ego, layers of ego, removing the layers of the vikars and the gunas in you, and becoming one with the divine, shining the diamond. And that is love. Because God is love and you are love. That's why self-love is equal to healing your ego. That is the topic for today. Yes? Okay, let's have some people share. If you have any questions, you can ask question.
Can I say something?
Yes. Go ahead, Jyoti ji.
I don't know if it is relevant or not, but I really wanted to share it. दो चीजें, जैसे अभी आप सेवा, 3 चीजें बोल रहे थे ना, सेवा, सत्संग एंड दिस थिंग,
साधना
3 चीजें, पार्डन,
साधना साधना सेवा सत्संग।
साधना। हाँ, तो मुझे लगता है कि मतलब मैंने पढ़ा भी, और मुझे आई टोटली एग्री विद दैट आल्सो, कि सेवा आपको, सेवा के लिए आपको कहीं जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। कि जैसे अगर आप फिजिकली कहीं जाकर कुछ दान देकर आते हैं या इन्वॉल्व होकर करते हैं, मैं एक जगह पढ़ रही थी, उसमें लिखा था कि अगर आप किसी से मीठे वचन बोलते हैं तो वो भी एक सेवा है, क्योंकि आपने उसके मन को वो सुख दिया, तो वो भी एक सेवा है। उसका दिन अच्छा बीता, वो भी एक सेवा है। तो
यस एब्सोल्युटली।
हाँ, तो मतलब आपको, आप ये सोचें कि मैं स्पेशली जाकर करके आया, मैंने बहुत बड़ा काम कर दिया और मैंने इतना वो किया, तो दैट इज मतलब अगर, और उसके बाद आपका जो प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ में आपका व्यवहार अच्छा नहीं है, तो आई डोंट एग्री कि आप कोई सोशल कॉज करने की आपको जरूरत है। आप पहले अपने आप में फोकस करिए एंड करेक्ट योर सेल्फ, एंड देन आगे बढ़िए।
एब्सोल्युटली
एंड
ज्योति जी, वेरी
सेकेंडली,
गुड।
एंड
गो अहेड।
सेकेंडली एक जब मैंने मेडिटेशन शुरू किया था, तो जो हमारे गुरु हैं उनसे किसी ने पूछा था कि भी हमने मेडिटेशन ज्वाइन की है, कैन वी ईट नॉन वेज? तो उन्होंने उनका जो आंसर था वो बहुत ही अच्छा था, तो मुझे आई वांट टू शेयर दैट। ही सेड कि हम अपने शब्दों से दिन में कितनों का कत्ल करते हैं, और अगर एक बार ही नॉन वेजिटेरियन, तो आप एक बार खाओगे और अपने शब्दों से कितनों का कत्ल करते हैं। तो अगर आप अपने मीठे वचन बोलते हैं और नॉन वेज खाते हैं, तो कोई भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है।
ओके, वेरी गुड ज्योति जी, गुड
Absolutely right.
अंडरस्टैंडिंग, गुड शेयरिंग, परफेक्ट।
But I have a small suggestion.
एक सेकंड सर, एक सेकंड होल्ड कीजिए, कंप्लीट, लेट मी ऐड ऑन एंड कंप्लीट बिफोर वी स्टार्ट गेट इनटू अ डिस्कशन। या आई विल कम टू यू। सो मीनवाइल ज्योति जी, आपने एक चीज बहुत अच्छी बोली कि कर्म सिर्फ करने में नहीं होता। इनफैक्ट वी ऑल नो कर्म के 3 लेवल होते हैं, थॉट्स, वर्ड्स एंड एक्शंस। सो इफ यू आर डूइंग समथिंग गुड फॉर बाय वर्ड्स व्हिच इज परफेक्ट कर्मा, so that is a very good contribution to another soul, so that is part of your seva. Okay, that is one. Second thing you mentioned is we focus on your karmas, and then you said about non-veg, right? So non-veg is entirely your choice. There is no nowhere it is mentioned that eating non-veg disqualifies you on your spiritual journey. So you're not out of the spiritual journey by if you eat non-veg. But yes, you have to understand, when you eat non-veg, you will take in some more negativity than when you are eating veg, because of the pain or the hurt that you are consuming along with the energy. Okay, so you need to heal more. तो आपको हीलिंग थोड़ी ज्यादा करनी। तो अगर आपके अंदर पहले से ही गुस्सा है, तो नॉनवेज खाने से हो सकता है आपको गुस्सा थोड़ा बढ़ जाए, तो आपको हीलिंग और अच्छे से करनी पड़ेगी, ताकि वो हीलिंग उस एंगर को जो बढ़ रहा है उसको हील कर सके। दिस इज ऑल। पाप पुण्य की बात नहीं करूंगा, गुड बैड की बात नहीं करूंगा, बट वो थोड़ा सा ज्यादा नेगेटिव है, सो यू हैव टू टेक केयर ऑफ द नेसेसरी प्रिकॉशन। दैट्स ऑल आई वुड लाइक टू से, राइट? बाकी आपकी चॉइस है, वेज नॉन वेज ईटिंग हैबिट इज कंप्लीटली योर पर्सनल चॉइस, करेक्ट? Okay, very good, Jyoti ji. Thank you for your sharing. And I will come to first Gunjan ji, and then I will come to Rajni ji. Yes, Gunjan, go ahead.
नॉनवेज का क्वेश्चन मैंने आज आपसे खुद पूछा था, तो ये भी एक मैनिफेस्टेशन है कि ज्योति जी ने भी पूछ लिया। बट मेरे हिसाब से जब हम बोलते हैं तो बहुत से कीटाणु मरते हैं, बहुत सारे। तो क्या हम बोलना भी बंद कर देंगे क्या? तो इट इज साइंटिफिकली प्रूवन दैट व्हेन वी स्पीक, लॉट्स ऑफ एंजाइम्स एंड लॉट्स ऑफ जो भी बैक्टीरिया होते हैं वो मरते हैं, scientifically proven.
Yeah, good. So science is also proving the same thing. All you have to understand is words. Your speech is a way of karma. Just concentrate on good karma. That's all. Perfect, Gunjan ji. And before I come to Sanjeev, Rajni ji, I will. Rajni ji, you want to share something? Please go ahead.
No.
Yes, request all to put on their videos. Okay.
No. Okay. Yes, I only had a small suggestion that if everybody puts on their videos, I think we can connect in a better way in that case.
So it is very good that you are doing that, being here for the
audio
first time.
Audio plus video, both is I think a strong source of communication and media.
Absolutely perfect, Rajnish. I always prefer that way, but I give the final choice to the
absolutely. It is on. Yeah, it's only a request. It's not an obligation. It's no rule at all. I agree with you. Thanks.
Now we have an added advantage that if you're on the video, you will be in the record. Otherwise, you will not be on the recording. Okay, so that's another plus for the people to put on their videos. Okay, so now I will come to Sanjeev. Sanjeev, anything you would like to share?
Shashi, this is a very important topic that you shared. And I could connect with 2 points what Vijayji asked. Number one, key where to stop. So Vijayji, I feel this is my point of view. It depends up to us. I can stop immediately out here. That's what I would use, only one line. That's it. Nothing more than that. And yes, what Manisha was talking and you have been talking about, कोई और हमें कर सकता है mentally, तो उसके ऊपर I have a small story. So there was this man whose boss always was disturbed because this man, in his team, everybody is annoyed with him, but he is not annoyed with anyone, this particular team member. Not annoyed with anyone. तो एक दिन बॉस बुला के पूछते हैं, भाई तुम ये बताओ, what is the matter? How do you think that you are not disturbed when people are talking so much negative about you? People talk so much wrong things on your face and you don't argue at all. What is the matter? बोलता नहीं, मैं आर्ग्यू करने में बिलीव नहीं करता, इसलिए मैं उसको छोड़ दूं. बोलो फिर आर्ग्यू नहीं करते हो तो सामने वाला आपको गलत बोलता, सही बोलता, तो आप क्या करते हो? बोले जब कोई मुझसे आर्ग्यू करता है तो मैं बोलता हूँ आप ठीक हो और मैं वहां से चला जाता हूँ. नाउ बॉस सेज ऐसा थोड़ी होता है, तुम पागल हो क्या, ऐसे थोड़ी करते हैं. बोलता बॉस आप ठीक हो, और वहां से चला जाता है. So what Shashi you said is a very, very valid. This reminded me of this story कि yes, कोई हमारे को mentally disturb कैसे कर सकता है. Like what you said, I'll just add my point of view कि हम किसी को actually right कभी भी नहीं देते. Actually हम अपने आप का अपना remote control खुद रखते हैं अपने आप को disturb करने का. So that's what I said. So Shashi, that's lovely point. That's the journey, that's the process, and that was lovely talk. Thank you very much, Shashi.
Thank you, Sanjeev, and it's always wonderful to hear from you. I always know you will leave the audience with something to take away, and your story is really good. Yeah. Okay. So with this, we come to the end of the session. Scheduled time. If anybody has any question or anything that you want to share, so Rajni ji, आप कुछ share करना चाह रहे थे, और what are you taking away from the session, sir? पहली बार आए हैं आप, तो कुछ share करिए कि क्या लेके जा रहे हैं. आप म्यूट पे हैं सर. थोड़ी डिस्टर्बेंस आ रही थी, मैंने आपको म्यूट पे कर दिया, तो आपको अनम्यूट करना पड़ेगा.
Yes. I hope I am audible now. Yes, I am there for the first time. And the two important points that I have got today is, one is we should not give our remote to anybody else, because I think that is the cause of all the problems. Because once we give our remote to somebody else, and then whatever, because the other person will have his own thoughts and own ideas which will not match with us 90%. So we will all be disturbed on that note. And second, you said was we should start loving ourselves. Self is the most important thing. Instead of expecting love and affection from anybody else, we should start loving ourselves. These are the two major points I got from you. Thank you.
Very good, Rajnishi. And you can add another one line for others, or for all the others. You can add one more line which Sanjeev has said. Aap theek hai, and then move away from that place.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, Prem Sagar ji.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Got it.
Thank you. Yeah. Prem Sagar ji, anything you would like to share, sir? क्या लेके जा रहे हैं?
My takeaway is reinforcement of, on a structured way of learning, which I did it here, there, in some books, notes, here and there. which you have, crafted very well. And these are basically 2-3 takeaways which Dr. Rajneesh has already said, that, in the process of, loving yourself, you are going out of the dark tunnel and you are healing. That's the way of healing the ego, by loving yourself first and then spreading the love to others. Second is, your mind should be in your control, so you should not let others rule it. You are the owner of your own mind and your own soul, and that's the way you have to do it. And then you said very good thing that, in the process of, becoming a human, you need to understand the nuances of the that pashu part which you said. I mean, one has to first understand what is the difference between the pashu and manav. Then only you can climb up to the phase of devta. And no, the last one which you said, divyata, is something which is eternal divine, but that's an ongoing journey. In the divinity, you need to climb every step towards positivity. That's all is my takeaway.
Absolutely perfect, Prem Sagarji. Wonderful, wonderful sharing. Thank you. Let's acknowledge Prem Sagarji for that. And by the way, the journey from the journey from Pashuta to Divyata is of many lifetimes. So God has given also. कोई time bound game नहीं है उनका. जितने जन्म लेने हैं लो. But this is a journey. Find out who you are and then come up. So we are in the journey of finding out who we are, looking into ourselves and moving ahead from Pashuta to Divyata. That is the journey that we are in. Okay. And meanwhile, we are always only the human being has this power of awareness, this power of consciousness, this power of free will, so that he can move up. No other living being can move up in the consciousness, right? That is why we are in a vertical frame, and all the other animals they have their spine in the horizontal frame. They cannot rise higher in the consciousness. We can. So if you're woken up, move on the path and go ahead. And in this context, I would just like to mention that our very, very special program, which is very close to my heart, is starting from this Sunday, which is Vedic Healing and Vedanta Wisdom program. And we're going to start the new batch from this Sunday, and it's going to be a 15 weeks program. Every Sunday, we're going to do that, 1.5 hours. It's a paid program. So anybody who has not registered for the program, there are many who have already registered here, right? So those who have not registered for the program should get in touch with me, get the details from me, and pay up and register so that we can start the session from this Sunday. Okay, so that is just for the people who are going to watch this recording also, because there are many who are still aspiring to be there, wanting to be there, but they haven't taken the final step. So this is for you to decide. If you want to move from your spiritual journey, get a booster dose for your spiritual journey, this program is going to help you do that. And that's my promise to you, right? Okay, so with this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you very much for your participation. I hope this session was valuable to all of you. Please get in touch with me for any queries or anything that you want to move forward in your journey. And till we meet next week, next Wednesday, till then, God bless. Aham Brahmasmi. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night to everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you.
And festival greetings to everybody. Bye.